Good morning. Welcome to day one of our first week in our Psychiatry in Media and Film course. We're going to explore how cultural differences shape our understanding of mental health issues. Let's view a quick video montage that shows how various cultures view mental health issues.
That's crazy because like even in the Black community, period, like mental health it's gotten better as far as like the stigma, but like it was like really taboo. Like oh, you crazy? Why are you talking to a therapist? Why are you talking to this, that, and the other?
What I want to talk about is mental health when it comes to the South Asian community. In the South Asian culture, mental health is often swept under the rug or seen as something that is shameful or weak. If someone admits to struggling mentally, they may be ridiculed or judged, or they may be labeled as crazy.
In the Somali community, mental health is something that's shied away from, and it's something that we speak on in a different way, basically. Because like when we were younger, growing up, I think Mac and Money can like relate to this. Like when we saw someone and they weren't feeling well, or they looked like maybe there was something wrong, our parents would be like, "Oh, stay away from that person. That person's a demon. That person has a genie in them," as we say in our language. That person has a genie in them. Stay away from them.
Like in Asian families and Asian communities, there's such a huge stigma around like, oh, if you have a mental health issue, like, don't talk about it because it will bring shame to your family or something.
I struggled a lot with mental health, but I didn't know that that's what it was, because growing up in a Hispanic house, like, it's very much like, don't worry about it, like, you don't actually have problems. Like, the kids in Cuba are the ones that have problems because they don't even have food on their plate or a roof over their head, like, so you that have everything don't have problems.
First, there's the stigmatization of mental health in the Black community in general. A lot of times Black people don't want to be seen as crazy.
In Asian households, we skip over certain topics. Why do you think our culture is like that?
With my parents, they don't talk about it because they grew up in an environment where it is literally seen as something physically is wrong with your brain. Like I remember growing up and my mum would be like, someone had depression, and she'd be like, she's sick in the head. I guess that was the main dialogue at that time.
As we can see from each of the different descriptions and how people from these different cultures view mental health, the common thread was that their families gave the message that if you had a mental illness, that meant that you were weak, flawed, or crazy. Have you ever had a similar experience when you've shared with someone how you were struggling emotionally? If so, I'd love to hear from you. Leave your experience in the comments. In our next class, we're going to talk about how culture ties into our understanding of depression.